All right, so we're back and ready to really dig into some fascinating stuff for today's deep dive.
Definitely. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at just this one excerpt today, but it's pretty loaded. It's packed with stuff about confidence and how that ties into success.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially for men, that's kind of the angle it's coming from. And there's an idea in there that I found really interesting about how a certain type of fearlessness can lead to big achievements. Even going as far as to say that these guys can kind of get away with things that other people can't.
That's a pretty bold statement, right?
It is, yeah. It definitely makes you think is there something to that?
Yeah, what is it about these guys that makes them so unstoppable, And the excerpt actually lays out a whole set of personality traits that it connects to this idea.
Right. It does. And it's almost like a recipe or something.
Exactly, yeah. It talks about high extroversion, then low neuroticism, also low agreeableness.
Whoa. Hold on. Low agreeableness. What does that even mean? Are we talking about jerks here?
No, not necessarily. It's not about being rude or anything like that. It's more like being willing to stand your ground, even if it means disagreeing with the boss or going against the popular opinion.
Oh, so it's more about that independent streak.
Exactly. Yeah. And, sometimes that can be a really powerful thing, especially if you're trying to drive change or challenge the status quo.
That makes sense. And I guess that ties into the whole unyielding confidence thing too, right?
Oh, absolutely. These guys aren't just going with the flow. They're pushing boundaries, taking risks.
Almost like they have a different rule book or something.
Yeah, it's like they're playing a different game. And that's where things start to get really interesting because while confidence can be a huge asset, it can also be a bit of a double-edged sword.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's a fine line between being self-assured and just being arrogant.
Yeah, right. And that's what this excerpt really makes you think about. Is this confidence leading to genuine success, or are they just able to bulldoze their way through without facing any real consequences?
And that's the part that really tripped me up, that whole getting away with things idea. Does confidence really make you immune to consequences, or is there more to it?
Well, I think it's less about being immune and more about how those consequences are maybe perceived or even applied differently,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Imagine a super confident salesperson, for example. They might be more willing to bend the rules to close a deal, and because they're so confident, people might actually let them get away with it.
But that doesn't mean there will be consequences down the line, right?
Exactly. It might catch up to them eventually.
And that's what makes me wonder if this win-at-all-costs mentality is really sustainable in the long run. I mean, the excerpt even says a man like that is hard to defeat. It's like they're always in this battle mode,
And that's just it, right? That constant drive can lead to serious burnout. Plus, even though a high stress tolerance can be helpful, everybody has their limits.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Even the most confident person needs time to rest and recharge and just reconnect with themselves,
So it sounds like what we're looking at here are two sides of the same coin, right? Confidence can be this amazing tool for success. It can push you to take risks and achieve big things.
Yeah, definitely.
But if it's not balanced out with other qualities like empathy and self-awareness, it can also lead to some pretty negative outcomes.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot, that balance between confidence and humility, between pushing boundaries and respecting others.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And it makes me think, how do we actually cultivate that kind of healthy confidence? What are the steps we can take to be both assertive and compassionate at the same time?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think it's something we all need to be thinking about, Because in a world that often rewards boldness and aggression, finding that balance is more important than ever.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if confidence is really the key,
yeah,
how can we unlock it in a way that lifts everyone up instead of leaving people behind?
That's something worth pondering, I think, and maybe it's something we can all explore a little further on our own.
Absolutely. Well said. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.